Hello, hello, hello. I hope you are joining me again today live. I have with me a woman who has rocked her business for 20 years, Alohana Jackson, and we are going to talk about tips to get more referrals. When you're an entrepreneur and you need to grow your business, if you can expand your sales force because you've added value and people believe in your product, and you explain to others and you give that joy and value and everything that you do, which is what Alohana does, because I know I'm one of her clients, then you get more clients. It's just that simple. So Alohana's going to talk us through that today. I've known her for well over a year now. We're both a member of a network for Evansville women, the networking group, the professional women's group that's right here in Evansville, Indiana. And I am her client because she offers natural products, from cleaning your house to the things I put on my face, wash my hair wash my body with, to wash my hands with, to put in my system to keep me healthy. So Alohana, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your business and the great value you bring to the world and those you serve through your business.
Thanks, Jen, and thanks for this opportunity to be able to do this today. This is great. I got it started because I was in poor health, and so being able to offer good health to people and partnering with a company called Shackley that's been around since '56 is really important. 40 pounds heavier, 4 medications, that was me 25 years ago. Fast forward 25 years, I've been the same weight that I have for the last 20 years. So it is possible for you to be able to have good health and do it without medication. And that's my joy. So I'm excited to be here today, though, on a topic of my favorite, which is sharing referrals, getting referrals, and how to really have people think of you first of mind when they need something or want something.
Yeah. So let's dive in, but I want to look because we've already got some comments. So let's see what the comments are. They're saying hello to you, because I know that we've got some friends that are in the IGC as well as from my Facebook page group. And I know you shared it to your folks that are on your Facebook page. So hopefully people are going to join you today, and they're going to really get those golden nuggets that you have to offer. So what is the first tip you have for them today?
Give a referral. And when I say give a referral, make it a qualified referral. What does a qualified referral mean? It means that somebody is in the market for your product or service. For example, I have a gentleman, Jeremy Bost, who has Culligan water, fantastic water. I have a new customer in Illinois. She said, hey, I just moved here. I'm looking to probably get that. She did not say, have him call me. So I have not given her his name or her name, vice versa, because it's not qualified. I want to make sure that I give him a referral that the person says, oh, yes, please have them call me. So if you're looking for a painter, for example, or maybe you're looking for a really good restaurant, then I'm going to say, oh, I've tried this restaurant out. Go try it out. That's a qualified referral. But when you have a need or a want and you can satisfy that with something, that is such a warm feeling, a good feeling, and people remember you for that. So that's our first tip today.
Okay, so let's see if we have any questions. I want you all to ask questions in regards to what's worked for Alohana. She's been doing this for 20 years, so she's tested it and she knows what works. All right, let's go on to second tip, because we've got several for them today. She's got a lot of gold nuggets for you all.
Number 2, what professionals are good for you to match up with in your sphere? I was in a business networking group for 10 years and I trained on this, and it's really important to be aware that who you might want to align with. Let's give you an example. A financial advisor benefits from an estate attorney and an accountant. A financial advisor is not expert in the numbers of accounting, nor is she or he in the law, but if they team up, that is an awesome team for a business person. They all can service the same client a different way. Let's take a hairstylist. They would benefit from somebody who does massage because maybe they don't offer that, or they benefit from somebody who has a different skill, like maybe permanent eyebrow makeup, and all they do is hair. You're servicing a client that has several needs, but you offer something different. So always make sure you can start relationships. So for Jen, for her to team up with somebody who is in HR, who does HR kinds of work, would be perfect because you serve 2 different needs for the same client. Always strive for that kind of relationship.
Yeah. In my networking days, we've called that power partners. People that are, when you join together, there's, of course, the power becomes greater because you all have that synergy that creates that greater ability to grow your business. So what's tip number 3?
You want to describe customers that come to you repeatedly. So it's really, really good for you to tell us an example of a customer that keeps coming back to you. For example, I have someone who has evolved through her life from her 30s into her 40s and 50s, and she's been with me for 20 years. And so her needs have changed. And those kind of people are good examples for me. Another good example for customers that keep coming back to me are people who expand their family. Let's say that they have a baby, or they adopt a child, or they take in a grandchild, or they're taking care of their parents several generations, and they have different needs. And that helps me as well. So telling us an example of a client that keeps coming back to you will help us think of a client to refer to you.
Because we all know someone who could use your services. And I think that we sometimes forget about that element, that when we're building the relationship, it's not just the person that you're building the relationship with that is your client. It's really everyone else they know too.
Right, because someone knows somebody. Yes.
Yeah. And once you build that trusted relationship, it's easy for them to endorse you as well. And I hope that wasn't one of your tips.
No.
Okay. So I think we're on to
four. Yes.
4.
Target markets. People quite often skip over this, but for example, I know Jen and I both identify with women that are working. Those are target markets for us that we help in a great way. But another target market for me are people that are taking care of elderly people. So quite often now, a lot of us are in our 50s and we have parents that we have in our homes, and there's a lot of stress. There's a lot of management there. And that's a good target market for me to help that, make it easier for them and make their parents feel more comfortable as they age and have better health products. Another target market for someone may be, I only work in a 30-mile radius from my office. Another target market may be, I help children from the ages of 4 to 12. Another target market may be, I help people all over the U.S., but that's too vague, okay? That's too vague a target market. The key to referrals, to getting good referrals, is being specific. Mm-hmm. So Jen, do you have an example of a target market for you?
Oh, yeah. I am very specific. I work with women leaders because I work virtually. They can be pretty much anywhere, but I love working with women leaders and entrepreneurs that are right here in the Evansville market. And the key thing is they're wanting to go beyond where they are right now. I help people, I kind of fill in that gap, get from where they are to where they want to be, because we need a guide. Most of us need some kind of a guide or coach to get us to really excel and achieve that big goal. So women first. I love local too.
Exactly. So tip number 5 is identify your goals and share them with someone. The reason that I feel like Jen and I work so well is because I've joined her VIP group, and I have to say my goals out loud, and it really gives me accountability. But even if you have a personal goal, I remember 10 years ago sharing a personal goal of trying to get more horse shows to judge. And there happened to be somebody in the room who showed horses, who knew people, and got me a judging job. So sharing your goals, whether personal or business, with someone will help you reach those goals, because we don't know if you don't tell us.
Exactly. So, yeah. It's like hanging out your shingle and never telling people, never turning the lights on, really.
Right.
Yeah, right. Not telling people that you're in an existing state. And on Monday, we talked about marketing with Mackenzie Schmidt, but this is important for you to even realize, because and another part of the sharing the personal goals, I think, is that relationship building aspect, that when people are interested in you and what you do and the value that you add, they will think of you because you've shared that information whenever they're in just general conversation with other people. And I think it's building blocks that you're explaining. It's not just one of these tips. It's it's a combination. So you could try one only, but you really need to do them all. And I know you have a few more for us to share. So if anyone has any comments or questions for Alohana in regards to what she does in this world with healthy living choices, or about referral tips, or what's worked or what's really not worked for her, you can pop that in the chat as well. So are we on to number six?
And before I go on, people refer to you when they know you, like you, and trust you. And so the first step is getting visibility. So number 6 is let us know how you want a referral given to you. Some people are okay with a name and phone number, meaning, oh, here's a business card of somebody I just met. They might be a good fit for you. And you're okay with making the cold call, because that is a cold call. For my business, since it is so personal, nutrition is very personal. Mm-hmm. If you think your sister wants to lose weight or should lose weight, I'm not going to call her. That would not go over very well at all. I'm not going to call her. So I need a referral where someone says they're looking for a good multivitamin. They want a recommendation. They want you to call them. They've said, hey, yes, I'm okay with Alohana calling me. Give her my phone number. However, make sure that you are specific in how you want your referrals given to you. Do you want them cold, or do you want them warmed up and qualified, meaning the person is open and ready and said, yes, have them call me. Yes, I want Jen to call me or Alohana to call me.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. All right. Let's move right along. I think we're down to 7.
This is a really good one because people don't take the time to do this, but describe. Let's say I'm in the middle of a referral for Jen and they're looking for some leadership skills or training or some classes to take, and they don't know what to do, but Jen will need to say to me, this is what you say. If you hear this, say this. And I've been around Jen enough that I feel comfortable being able to do that. But if you hear someone say, man, I got to take cholesterol medication and I'm worried about the side effects of statins, then you want to say, I would tell you, are you open to a suggestion? Are you open to something natural? Would you want to hear more? So I have to train people on what to say, and you have to train people in your business on what to say, so that we can bring you up in conversation when someone says, oh, I can't help you this weekend. I got to do some yard work and some landscaping and I'm not good at it and I wish I had help. That's when, if you knew somebody you felt good at landscaping, would you be open to having someone call you and see what it might cost and then bring them up in conversation? You don't have to sell them. You don't have to know everything about their business or Jen or me, but you have to just bring us up in conversation and get permission. And that's the key.
Yes. Yes. Very good. So we have a comment from someone within the IGC, and let me put it up on the screen so everybody can see. How do you handle situations when you know several people in the same industry, like a lot of realtors or a lot of financials or a lot of coaches? What do you do in that situation?
In that situation, you kind of want to make yourself stand out and have a niche. For me, it's been because of my personal story that I've been able to keep my weight off. I've been able to maintain my health. I've been able to sail into menopause fairly easily. That's my story. So if you are in an industry of realtors, financial advisors, where there's 800 realtors in our city alone, you need to have a niche and you need to find a way, and you need to find a networking group that maybe you will be the only one in it, where you can give us your identity and get to know people and really strive for those relationships. And you need to identify your target market and really share that. That'll help make you stand out from the crowd.
Yeah.
What is your target market?
Yeah. And on the flip side of that, what if you have 2 or 3 friends and then you have a great opportunity for one of those people, like a financial advisor? And I know a lot of financial advisors here in Evansville. So how do you choose when you've got somebody saying, this is what I need? How do you choose which one you give it to?
I often will say, especially if I have somebody, if I don't have a top preference, I'll say, here are 3 people that I have found very helpful. Why don't you interview them? And that's also good for realtors, is why don't you, here are 3 that I felt I've had good luck with. I feel like they're professional. I feel like they're really on it. Here are 3, call them and interview them. See how you feel, because it is a personality fit. That's what I tell them.
That's awesome. And that's great advice, because most people that are in more of a service providing arena, we do offer free consultations. And so that is a great way for you to do that. You're not picking one over the other, but you are still encouraging that friend that has that need to explore the options, and you're providing them with options. And that's the key thing. You're a good friend because you're providing them with options. You're not necessarily pick one or the other. And you're giving them the opportunity to not have to pick the one that you prefer to work with. I think that's great. That's very good.
Right.
And the person said, great answer. So
thank you.
they wanted that information. So if you have more questions like that, definitely toss them towards Alohana. Like I said, she's been doing this for 20 years. And when you have that level of experience with networking and being a power partner and really being able to pass referrals back and forth, then you want to talk to somebody like Alohana that has this experience and just really tap into her wisdom on this topic. So let's go on to our next tip. I don't even know where we ended up.
We're on the last one, and this one is really key because people forget this one or don't do this one at all, Jen, is give us an example of a bad referral. Quite often people really, really want to help us, really want to give you a referral, and they think they're helping when in fact it doesn't help at all. So I had someone one time give me a referral to their daughter in Florida because they wanted to try all natural cleaning products. He said this would be great for her. I called her. She had no idea who I was. He didn't prep the call. She hung up on me almost, pretty much. So I want to know what a bad referral is from you, because I'm going to try really hard, if I feel like I can trust you, and I've got that element of trust already in place, to give you a referral. But I want to know what you don't want as well. And you don't need to spend a lot of time on it, but all of us know the types of people we don't want to work with. For my business, it's somebody who says their doctor said, oh, vitamins don't work, supplements don't work, natural products aren't going to help me, I should only take my medicine. So that really would be a waste of my time to try to even call them. So that's one example of a bad referral. I bet, Jen, you probably can think of something.
Yes. A bad referral for me is someone who doesn't really want to improve themselves. As a coach and as a training consultant, my perfect referral is someone who's eager to learn and grow, and they're willing to put in not only the time and the financial commitment, they are ready to go. A bad referral for me is someone that is going to be dragged along the way, because I'm a guide. I am not the person who is going to do the work for you. So, there's a level when people are ready or not ready for coaching. So, and I know you can't really vet that 100%, but that's one of the reasons why I do free consultations and free experiences, because what I want to do is let people see inside the program or what the experience looks like. So then that way they have the understanding of, it's not just sitting back and letting me take this all in and magically it happens. It's, I've got to do some work along the way. So someone had kind of a funny question that I'm going to put up on the screen, and it says, how do you get around the poo-pooing of being in direct sales? And you are in direct sales. So talk to that.
I don't feel like I'm selling at all. I feel like I'm sharing. I feel like I'm solving a situation for someone or answering a question, because I, in turn, ask a lot of questions back. When someone says, I want to try vitamin D, I'll say, why? What's going on in your life? What makes you feel like that might be helpful for you? And ask questions. And you turn it around and ask questions, and people aren't going to feel like that. People will come to you because they have a need or a want. And if you start asking questions back, you are not selling, you are sharing information. And you're solving a problem. And that's the key. So,
yeah, we all need to figure out what the problem is, what the pain point is of our clients, and figure out how to actually explain that, and that really kind of goes back into your tip of knowing what a good referral is and a bad referral. So if you know the pain point of your typical client and the solution and the problem that you solve, then that's really easy to share. And you're right. Then you go back into sharing. So someone gave you a really wonderful comment. I'm going to show it. It says, I learned a lot of my networking skills from Alohana. She has a natural helping heart. And I think that goes right into what we just talked about, right? You've got to come from this. You can't be in direct sales and be hard sell attitude, where you're only asking for the business. And it even kind of goes back to your very first tip, which is to give a referral before you ask for a referral, right? And that's what we need to do when we're going out into the world and we're offering our products and services. we need to add value. We need to be able to provide value so people will be more apt to become our clients. And if you're in direct sales, you need to figure out what that value add is in your program, in your offer, in your service that you're providing. So
and one more quick tip is, if you always share the benefit and not the features, you share the warm fuzzy, you'll get more attraction that way. Because even a heating and air guy can share the benefits versus, well, it can do this, this, and this. Really, I want to hear, is it going to keep me cool in the summer and warm in the winter? That's the warm fuzzy. So if you share that first when they're asking, and you ask as well and share the benefits, you'll be more attractive to the person.
Yeah, definitely. You've got to figure out how it's going to solve that problem for that person, how they're going to feel. I'm as a social and emotional intelligence coach, guess what? I talk about feelings a lot, and we need to know how that solution is really turning into how we feel about ourselves, or what it accomplishes for us, how it helps us, how it makes things easy or convenient. And, from your line of business too, it's really all about how you feel, right? At the end of the day.
Yes.
And you have a wonderful added value that you do on a regular basis. And I'm going to go to my little banner so that I can find that for you. But you do a monthly session that allows people to learn about a specific health topic. And
yes.
You have one coming up, correct?
Yes. Every month I pick a health topic, and quite often I have a partner in my business join me. Rhoda Mattingly's been joining me some as well to share as well. And this month is women's health, all about women's health, the challenges we face, the solutions, the support you can get from nutrition and other benefits of things. And so the next one is May 26th, 7 p.m. And it's a Zoom meeting, so anyone, anywhere can join for free. And I always offer a drawing for a free prize or a discount on a product order, things like that. So email me or give me your email and I'll get you the link for the meeting. But next month in June and July I know is children's nutrition, and I'm not sure what my topic is in June, but we'll let you know.
Okay, excellent. And then they can find you because you do have a Facebook page. I think that the short thing is AJ for Health, correct?
Yes.
So if you're on Facebook and you're searching, it's just that @AJ for Health. So she is all about meeting your health needs and filling in that gap and meeting those, solving for those pain points, right?
Right.
We want to feel better, how we want to make ourselves, our houses cleaner and more natural in the sense. So someone else asked another question, and let me go ahead and show it. It says, how would you suggest working on having more belief in yourself when, I don't think prosecute, I think approaching people. Yeah, probably approaching.
If you believe enough in what you're sharing, then you need to find maybe a warm market first. Because if you're trying to approach people, I even still get nervous when I approach people that are not in my warm market, but approaching a friend, a relative, or someone and saying, I want to share this with you and see what you think, that might help build your belief. And that's kind of how I started. I shared with my family and my immediate friends when I started 20 years ago, or back in 1998, and said, I'm going to be sharing these products with more people. What do you think? How does this sound? And practice on them and just say, I would love your opinion. I want to share this with you. And that will build your belief. That's how I started.
Yeah. Well, prospecting is just the name. It's just part of the equation that you've got to do that. And sometimes that's that cold call, and you do have to have a little bit of a courage muscle that you have to flex.
Yes. Yes.
Definitely, don't you? And somebody said they think that I can help with their mindset. And it's also connecting with your why. We've talked about this a lot in the IGC VIP, that whenever we're clear as to why we're doing something, it does make us a lot more effective when we're prospecting, because we've connected with our personal why, and then you have to connect with your prospect's why too. And that goes back to those three things that you said. People will do business with you when you trust them. And yes. And when they trust you, and that trust piece is built in multiple interactions. It's not one interaction and you immediately have trust. So that's why experiences are valuable. people. That's why it's really good for you to maybe do to something like what Alohana does within regards to that free lunch and learn, or when we were able to get in the same room, we were doing some lunch and learn. You've pivoted in your own business and you've taken them virtual. But those are those added value pieces that we need as entrepreneurs. And so that people get to know us so they can trust us. Definitely. And I'm going to see if there were any more comments. Yes, somebody, they said prospecting. I know when we type, sometimes there's autocorrect and all kinds of things. Prospecting, definitely. And so before I go, I want to talk, of course, this whole week, we've been talking to entrepreneurs like Alohana and people who are experts in their industry as we're gearing up for making sure that we have a successful second half. So if you've joined me, you know what's coming now, because I'm going to tell you about the fact that we have a one-day virtual summit for entrepreneurs that is on June 25th. And it won't, I know it's on Zoom, but I promise we're going to make it be interactive, and you'll have mini breaks during the day. So you'll be able to keep reviving yourself, but it's going to be such a day full of valuable information that you don't want to miss out. So if you go to my website, /success, you can get registered for the successful second half. And that's what we all want as entrepreneurs. And if you get in before the end of the day on Memorial Day, you can save $5 by using the code SUCCESS5, and that's all caps for success. And I am giving away some of the all access passes this week. So by midnight on Friday, if you have purchased your seat, you'll go into a drawing for one of 5 seats, all access passes that I'm giving away. So don't miss out. You can get in early, only $42, and potentially have great odds of getting that upgraded all access pass at no additional cost, because you win it. You win that opportunity. I'm going to give a clapper for that. So let's look at the last comment. I think we had another comment come through. See if there's anything else there that we need to answer. Somebody said they got their ticket to the successful second half. I think that's awesome. So excited that we're already having people join us. That is the goal. Make sure that we do have that successful second half. So Alohana, do you have any final thoughts before we depart from our conversation today? We've had a great almost 30 minutes of referral tips. She gave you 8 tips. If you don't catch it on the first watch, go back and listen to her again and explain what it is that you need to do for referral tips. So Alohana, any final thoughts?
Yes, don't be the person that comes up and says you should, because that's the first thing that will immediately turn people off. I've had people do that to me, saying you should be using this, or you should be doing that, or you should join my team. They don't know me. They don't have my level of trust with them. They don't know what I want to have in life, what my goals are. That doesn't go anywhere. Instead, they should be asking questions. How long have I been in business? What do I like about it? Am I happy with the results? That's when you find out if maybe they will want to join your team down the road, or maybe they will want to try your product or service or things. But the word should is never going to fit in a sales, in a sharing vocabulary.
Yes. Well, we all have a plenty of our would have, could have, should haves in our life. We don't need anybody else telling us, adding to that pile of shoulds, right?
Right.
I'm going to show one final comment. Someone said, and I think this is great, says, stay engaged, entrepreneurs. We can do this. And I so agree with that comment. So thank you very much, Alohana. This has been a wonderful time to get to spend with you. I love having you in my IGC VIP group. If you've not found your place, you need to come check us out. And we still have the Seize the Deal going on in regards to that as well. So thank you again, Alohana. I very much appreciate your time. Thank you, all those of you who joined live and commented. Don't forget, you need to get your ticket to Successful Second Half. Come join us for that very valuable day that will change the trajectory of your business. Or if you're new into this whole entrepreneur path because of COVID, you've decided to go in that direction, this can help you get out of the gate much faster. So thank you everyone for joining us. You all have a wonderful rest of your day. Make it a wonderful Wednesday. Bye.
Bye now.